Hey boo, this video is random, but I just had to get on here and tell you about my week because I am feeling so thankful. And we are right around the corner from Thanksgiving, and I just wanted you guys to know my full testimony. And I don't think God is done with everything that He's gonna do, but I just wanted to let you know like some of the things that I'm super grateful for. All right, so not last month, 2 months ago, and oh dang, that was 3 months ago already. November, yeah, in August, my channel was demonetized, and I told you guys at like the early part of September. And when I tell you things happen for a reason, and it's not fun when it happens, whatever it is that is not working out in your favor or you don't think it's working out in your favor, it doesn't feel good in the moment. But when I tell you God will make a way, like if you just trust Him and you trust His process and His will and don't give up, He is so good. Like, He is so good. All right, so what am I talking about? Well, as you know, because I was demonetized, I was like, you know what? I'll start over. And that's how I feel. Like, if God can help me do something once, I could do it again if that's what is supposed to happen. And I started a second channel. I had been wanting to start a second channel for a long time, but I was procrastinating. I was comfortable, all of that. And when that comfortability was swept from underneath my feet, it put a fire underneath me that I think I needed. Yeah. So I ended up starting a second channel, and as of yesterday, that second channel is monetized. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. So that's not even a kicker. Okay. Because, like I said, I needed to like really be shooken up a little bit, and that was an eye opener for me to say, okay, girl, you cannot depend on one thing at all. And although I still love YouTube, I ain't, you know, I ain't, I ain't gonna throw y'all away. Y'all did me wrong, but I ain't gonna throw y'all away. I love me some YouTube. I learned a lot from this platform. It has some of the most amazing creators, and I'm so blessed to be a creator on this platform. But when I tell you, I will not be trusting my bag to YouTube no more, and I never was, but because I was comfortable here, like I was more so focused on other things and not necessarily getting my streams together. I have like a few, probably have like four streams of income, but there's more. So I went after those other streams of income. So now I have ads on my website as well, and I am revamping my digital products because I started with that goal in 2021 and I actually executed it, but I did some research and I did some evaluating, and I recognized that I did not give myself enough time to grow slowly. I was literally like, okay, I'm going to get an office. Okay, I'm going to start a membership. Okay, I'm going to hire these people. Okay, I was just doing way too much. And when I look back and see all of the stuff that I accomplished when I did it in that short period of time and overwhelmed myself, and I was successful in it. I had my office for 2 years. I had the membership for a year, which I closed when I wanted it to close it down, and I planned on bringing it back. I have at least 1,000 people on my waiting list who's waiting for Lux Rental Academy to boot up again. I just, I guess I want to make sure that I am putting out good products. Like, I don't want to just be on the internet taking people's money. So that's really big to me. Like, when I put something out there. I want it to be valuable. I want it to be a blessing. I want it to be, praiseworthy. I don't want anybody to feel like they got. So that was the reason for, um, closing it down and not rebooting it and still having, but it's coming soon. So yeah, I got those things going. Um, what else? I have really been able to recognize what it is that I do, who it is that, well, I already know who I serve. I serve the renter that's trying to decorate on a budget. But when it comes to like what my goals are, I have gotten crystal clear on what it is I want for this channel, for this platform, for legacy, all of that good stuff. And that would have never happened if I did not have the channel demonetized. I was feeling a little lost, and I'll talk about that in a video that's coming up shortly. But this week I feel so blessed and I feel so accomplished. I got 2 videos that's coming out, one tomorrow, which is Sunday, and one on Monday, and they're already scheduled. Like, I've never scheduled videos on this channel, y'all. I would literally just like pump and dump and then be on to the next video. And I'm so grateful that I'm actually moving differently. I don't feel overwhelmed. I have a new morning routine. Like, me and God commune every morning. And I have been asking God to like replace the music in my life, because that was a stronghold. And don't get me wrong, I still listen to, some genres of music. But for the most part, like, he has flooded me with new, clean Christian music, and I'm just, I'm just, I'm just here for all of it. Okay, transform me, Lord. Just use all of me, because don't want, I don't want to be frustrated. I don't want to be overwhelmed. I don't want to be none of that. I want to walk and feel good. I want to live my life like I'm golden, okay? Like it's golden. So I am just super grateful for all of those things. And I wanted to jump on here and say that when you look back to see like what God has done for you, you can really, really be grateful. And in this week of Thanksgiving, I am really encouraging you to do that. Like, really look back, but like really dig back in the crates, or just all the way back to the beginning of this year, right? Because we're about to wrap this year up. And when you really just look at how the year started compared to how it ended, the things that you went through, the things that you got through, because y'all know like what I tell y'all about YouTube. But when I tell you every aspect of my life has been challenged this year, and I'm still standing. Like, I'm still at peace. I'm still grateful. I'm still looking forward to the future no matter what it brings. And I can credit all those things to Jesus Christ, and I'm so grateful to know him. And not on a religious thing, but on a relationship type of thing. Pretty much what I'm trying to say is, when I look back and I see like how things unfolded as it pertains to the channel, God let me decide to move out of my office. And I did a video on transforming my rebuilding my YouTube studio, and in that video there is footage of me in IKEA buying this cabinet. That was literally the decision. That was the deciding factor if I was going to give my office up, because I needed to let um, the manager know, the leasing manager know, by the 30th of September. No, by the 30th of September. And I was on the fence because I was like, nah, I really like having a separate space and I said, if I can buy this cabinet, I know that I can filter everything back into my house and I can sell some stuff. So when I went to IKEA and the cabinet was still there, I said, okay, from the parking lot, I sent the email letting my leasing manager know that I would not be renewing my lease, and I was out of there. I did a bunch of sales, and you guys are so supportive. You bought things for me, and I appreciate that because the overhead for all this production stuff is expensive. And by not having a office and my channel being demonetized, but when I just look back and I'm like, God, you let me get out of that office, make the right decision without knowing what was right around the corner. So I'm just like, man, I'm grateful. That's it. That's all. I just wanted to just jump on here and tell you how good God is to me. And I know that no matter whatever else I go through in this life, because this life is filled with trials and tribulations and they don't feel good, but I can feel at ease knowing that when I walk through whatever I have to walk through with Jesus, I'm going to be just fine. And I wanted to encourage you because I don't know what you're going through, but I want you to know that if you hold your head up, stick close to God, eat right. I haven't had alcohol since August. I said, Lord, I'm not drinking nothing. I want to be laser focused. Exercise, like you you go to war with that thing, right? Whatever it is, pray, fast, whatever it is, you don't give up. A lot of people kept telling me, um, like, oh, things come to an end, and oh, maybe you need to take a break, and the more I read the Bible, and I was reading Proverbs every day. That's my book right there, and it is literally it's literally so many scriptures that's talking about if you give up when hard times come, then you know you show that you're weak. The Bible talks about not being lazy, right? Those who um and I'm not that, like I say, I'm not a what is a holy roller, or like I don't just like know it off the top of my head, but I know it. And I'm gonna pull every scripture that spoke to me and I'm gonna put it in the comments, because that's what, when people say, read the Bible to get clarity or find out what God's word says, and God will give you a word. You have to read it. Once you read it and it keeps, like, certain things keep popping out to you, or you go to this book and you get the same message that you felt like you got from this one, or you listening to something, or a verse of the day on the Bible app had a same message, like, that's God trying to talk to you. So I was not told to give up. I was told to work hard. And I was told to speak to you about Him, Jesus Christ. That's why my channel was demonetized. And I kept getting that message in church. I kept getting that message in the Bible app. I kept getting that message of course, in Matthew, the light is not to be put under a bowl, but it's to be put on a lampstand. I kept getting that message. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do it. I kept asking for boldness. Lord, give me the strength to talk about you, but I wasn't obedient to the message that I was receiving. Like, I just wasn't. Not because I didn't want to, because I literally planned on doing a podcast. I even had the thumbnail made for it. I even set the podcast up on my channel on the back end, and I was not being obedient. And last month I read First Samuel for the first time. And it's crazy because when King Saul was not obedient to God, it didn't end up well for him. It didn't end up well for him. But the one who was obedient, David was obedient, and he turned out to be the next king. So throughout all of this, my biggest lesson learned is to be obedient to God and to trust God with whatever situation comes my way. All right, I didn't mean to talk that long, but I will see you on the next upload, which will be tomorrow. Later, boo.